Hello my friends, it's nice to have you here today. I wanted to share in this video sort of my renewed interest in QVC. I feel like it's just, I don't know, when I'm nursing the baby, when I'm just doing this or that, I pop open the app, I see what's new. I feel like it's been the source of some really good deals for me lately, and I'd kind of gotten off of shopping on there for a while. No particular reason why, but I feel like I've been drawn back in for some specific deals, and then one thing leads to another, and I've gotten quite a few new things from QVC. So I thought in this video, let's take the opportunity to talk a little bit about some of the new things I've been trying, some things that I most recently placed an order for but haven't gotten yet. I even have a food pick that I have loved actually for probably well over a year. I've been getting these from QVC. They're one of my favorite things to eat ever, and I need to share that with you too. And one thing here, I got an advance order item. I don't know when exactly this is gonna come, but when they were doing their Christmas in July stuff like last week, they were sharing a bunch of cute Christmas decor, and they had this little like lantern with a snowman scene on the inside. And what it looks to me like is like an ongoing snow globe. You know how you get the satisfaction of tipping a snow globe over once and then you turn it back over and there's pretty like glittery stuff falling down? Well, this looks like a continuous snow globe, but there's a little light in it, and I just thought of the perfect place where I'm gonna want to have that kind of up on my countertop bar area. I thought that would be so cute. It's a little bit crazy to even be thinking about Christmas decor yet, but I mean, that was $26 and I thought that will be so adorable there. I have to go ahead and jump on that. That's my decor item that still has not come in. I'm not sure when that is gonna come, but oh, here's my random food thing I gotta tell you about. It's the little corn fritter bites, or as I've called them, corn nuggets. We have a bar in our area that's now shut down. Bub and I love to go there, and anytime we were there as an appetizer, we would get the corn nuggets, and they're so good. They're like these little nuggets with corn on the inside and kind of like a creaminess in there with them. They're so delicious. And I know Green Giant has something like in the frozen section that's sort of like a corn nugget. It's a little bit similar, but not nearly as delicious. And then somehow I stumbled across the fact that QVC was selling 4 pounds of corn nuggets, and they're so good in the air fryer, and they are exactly like what I used to get at Pinch Penny Pub. And I get these over and over again. I probably should get them on some sort of auto delivery if they have that option, but I put them in the air fryer, just a flat layer in the air fryer for 7 to 8 minutes at 370. So good, like just delicious. Any kind of dipping sauce you want to use. I love them with ranch or something a little more spicy maybe. Really, really good. Like my favorite type of appetizer thing that I could make at home or have on the side of like a burger or something like that. They're so good. I could probably live on corn nuggets and coffee. Like, I mean, that's where we're at. All right, important stuff out of the way now. Now I can talk about some of these other things that I've gotten here recently. One of them is the Isle of Paradise. What I got is called the Supersized Self-Tanning Face and Body Kit, and I got it in the medium shade, so it looks like the kind of greenish option. There's different colors to, I guess, each tone that you get. But there's these self-tanning drops for face and body. You've probably heard of these before. This is a 1.69 fluid ounce size, and then a 6.76 fluid ounce size of the self-tanning water. There's also a mitt that comes with this, and I think they showed people like just kind of spraying this either directly on the body or onto the mitt, and then you just smooth it on. Any kind of self-tanning that I have done with a mitt has worked out really well for me in the past, so I thought, you know, I think I'm going to enjoy that. But I have not yet used the body stuff. What I have been using at least once or twice a week is just a couple of drops at a time of this, and the way you use it is at nighttime anyway. This is the way I do it. I take some of my nighttime moisturizer and I put like 2 drops of this into it. Mix it all in like just in the palm of my hand and then spread it on my face and you're done. So you just literally blend it in like moisturizer. I don't do anything really special to try to make it even. I just blend it in. And I think the fact that you're kind of diluting it into your moisturizer makes it a little more foolproof. I'm sorry, has my little mirror been in the way the whole time? Great. But I have a shot of me here before I even put any makeup on, and I just did this last night so it could be really fresh and you could see it. But again, this is the medium shade, and I feel like it really does make an impact. You wake up in the morning, you're like, oh, I've got some more color to my skin. But it says vegan friendly, cruelty free, and organic. One thing I do make sure to do after I put it all over my face as I wash my hands, just because we know how self-tanner can really cling to your hands if you're not careful about that. But these face drops have been awesome, and I am excited to going forward, especially when I'm not, you know, just outside quite so much and I need a little more color on my skin. I think the self-tanning water is going to be good. I've heard really great feedback on this from other people, and again, you get that mitt, so I think that provides for a really even application. Another thing I ordered recently from QVC, kind of a skincare oriented thing, I got this Tula Duo, and this is really the special thing about QVC. I mean, I've gotten some individual products here and there that I just really wanted, just saw it at the time and snatched it up. But what's good about QVC, and what you always want to, I think, check QVC for if you're thinking about a certain kind of product, check there and see if they're selling it in some kind of a bundle or if there's a really deep discount on it. There will a lot of times be a better value on QVC on things than other places. So what I'd been wanting to try from Tula were actually both of these products. I got the Rose Glow and Get It Cooling and Brightening Eye Balm. I have the blue one, and I was kind of like about it. You know, I thought it was nice. I thought it gave a good feel to my skin. It wasn't overwhelmingly cooling, so I've decided to, since that time, stick it back in the makeup fridge, and it is more cooling. But I've heard people talk about this one as having a little bit more of an anti-aging benefit, and it also is really nice and brightening. I feel like I get more of a brightening effect from this. Like if you want to kind of do a little refresh and kind of tap it on over your makeup even, I feel like I even experience more of a cooling effect from this than I did with the other one. Kind of strange, but I definitely see this on the skin more, and today, like, I just used it sort of as eye cream, like a little eye cream substitute, and just rolled it around that area. It felt really nice. And then I wanted to try their Makeup Melt. It's a makeup removing balm that's in a stick. I haven't used it that many times, but I've worn down the stick quite a bit. Like, I feel like it wears down a lot every time you use it. But the idea here is that you could just like swipe this all over your face. I love how user-friendly that is. And then you just want to mix in maybe a little bit of water and everything starts breaking down. Of course, somebody is mowing like right under the window, it feels like. Okay, a lot of background noise today. Sorry, my friends, if you can hear that. But I like the convenience of this stick. If you're one who has used like those tubs of cleansing balm and you feel like, you know, gosh, that's what I like to use to break down my makeup, but they're not super travel friendly because they're so bulky, this stick is nice in that sense. For me, my motivation behind this, I've been using a lot of different mascaras lately, just experimenting with different ones, some that really seem to want to cling on my lashes and stay a lot longer than others. And so I thought maybe a stick like this could help break it down faster, as I also use my Equate Daily Facials like hydrating face wash cloths. Those are the dry cloths that you get water on them and they suds up. They're really good at removing makeup, but sometimes it can still take a little while with those really resistant mascaras. So I thought perhaps like gliding this over the eye area first might help things break down a little faster, or just kind of let it sit on there for a bit. And I do think it helps in that way. I just kind of feel like if I use this every night, like how fast would I actually go through this stick? Because you're only getting that much product. I've used up about that much so far. And again, I've only used it a handful of times. So I think it's effective. I just think you're gonna probably go through it quick if you really slather it on all over your face. The thing that I'm probably most impressed with is this rose stick. I just like that I can see it more on the skin. It does feel cooling and refreshing. It's nice under or over makeup, so that's a cool thing. Another thing that I happened to get from QVC, but I don't think that the value was necessarily any better than anywhere else you could get this. It's just an individual product. There wasn't like an added deal with a brush thrown in or anything, but I've been kind of wanting to figure out what is the best under eye corrector, because different ones that I've liked, like from Benefit or the Bobbi Brown Serum Corrector, you know, they've been discontinued. And I remembered thinking, oh, there's something from Tarte. It's this colored clay CC under eye corrector. It's been around for a while. I don't know how it popped into my memory again, but I have it in the light to medium shade, and it's really a great tone for brightening. I'm not sure how much the camera's picking up on the peachiness here, but it's brightening and it's kind of corrective on your darkness. So I not only have, you know, some circles that I want to work with, but also a little bit of melasma on my skin too. And I love the texture of this. I was expecting it to be a little bit more of a dry cream. You know, the creams that you go into and they're thick, and yes, they do have coverage, but they're kind of drying. This has a lot of moisture to it, and I was really pleased with that. It reminds me a lot of the experience I used to get from like the original Benefit Erase Paste, actually. So like today I dabbed that on. At the point you're seeing the demo, I've already got foundation on, or I just used a tinted moisturizer today, and then I put that on wherever I wanted to brighten, and even kind of worked it in as concealer. And I feel like the effect effect from this is really, really nice. I'm super glad I tried this. I think it's got a little more moisture content to it than the Charlotte Tilbury corrector. They're kind of close in texture. I mean, they're very similar in tone, but I feel like the Tarte just offers a little added moisture. The thing is, if you're wanting a really good corrector that's similar to this and you need more of a real specific tone to help you out, like maybe your skin's a little darker than mine and you need to shift darker, this only comes, I think, in a couple of different shades. And if you look to Bobbi Brown, those correctors come in like a whole range of tones. But for me, my skin tone, I am enjoying that. Now here's a very cool thing that I was happy to find available on QVC. I noticed they had not only their BareMinerals Bisque concealer. Yeah, this is a throwback. I used to use stuff like this all the time. There's the Well Rested, the Bisque, the Summer Bisque. That used to be a staple in my like under eye correcting regime, right? But I noticed they were selling it with this brush on QVC, and you're getting a better deal getting it there. It's called the Blurring Buffer Brush. Had never heard of this brush or, you know, the approach of using it alongside this product, because their Bisque mineral concealers, that whole line, these are super coverage packed. So I was really intrigued when I saw a brush that was so dense. I thought, is this just going to be coverage out the wazoo with this product, you know? I really wanted to try it and kind of re-experience that. I do love my BareMinerals stuff. I think it's just a fantastic brand. So I already had a Bisque open, but through this order I got a new one. But I was really wanting to try it for the brush, and I gotta say, that brush stamps on some terrific coverage. They talk about this product like kind of going from what appears to be a powder sort of into a cream as it comes in contact and warms up with your skin, and I love the pinpointed coverage that this kind of brush gives you. I think many of us associate BareMinerals products with a buffing type application all over the skin, and this kind of shows you that, well, if you're really trying to maximize coverage and you're using one of the Bisque products or like Well Rested, that kind of powder, you almost stamp it in with this or just give a very pinpointed buff and it can be just beautiful coverage. Also nice as a touch-up type deal, which was how I was playing with this yesterday, and even around the nose, areas where I struggle, you know, to keep the coverage up all day in that area, I thought that worked really well. So I'm enjoying playing with this brush. I think you do have to be careful though with how much concealer you're tapping out, because this is going to apply a lot. It's going to apply it in a very full coverage manner, so you don't want to be shaking out a ton of that full coverage powder into your cap. Just keep it light, build up little by little if you even have to build it up at all. But small detail here that I love about what BareMinerals does with their powders is there's a locking sifter. It's going to turn, lock into place, and actually fill those little holes that the product is pouring out of, and that makes it very mess free with their concealers, with their foundations as well, and other face powders they have. So I'm sure this is a brush that they're selling individually elsewhere, but it's been completely under my radar until I saw on QVC, oh, they're gonna sell it in with this. Oh, that's what that's used for. Okay, maybe I should try that out, and I think it gives an extra flawless look if you're looking for full coverage on the under eye area or spot concealing elsewhere on the face. Really, really good. Here's another product. Talk about falling under my radar. I mean, I know this has been out for at least a year. Somebody tell me, how long has this actually been out? The Smashbox Cali Contour Palette, and why was I not wanting to get in on this when it first came out? I don't know. Well, maybe at a glance it doesn't look like anything that spectacular, but there's a lot going on in here, and I'm so glad I finally got it. Now, I was once upon a time a huge fan of Smashbox's Contouring Trio. That's a product that I believe is still sold to this day, and it has a nice cool contour, a bronzer shade, and the matte highlighting shade too. All those three are matte. They're beautiful. They work great on the skin. They have a little more impact than meets the eye. Like, you see these shades here and you're thinking, well, how much is that going to show up? They really do translate to the skin in a beautiful way. But here in this palette, what they've also done is thrown in two shimmer highlights, like one that's a little more bronzy. You might call that a shimmer bronzer, depends on skin tone. They've got this one as well. This also all comes in a darker tone, FYI, and then a beautiful dusty rose blush. So I thought, I've got to test that out. You know, I'm really wanting to see how that works. And I'm wearing that today. I actually forgot to turn my camera on for the bronzer and contour steps. So what you're gonna see here is me just kind of going through the motions, even though I already have those products on the skin. So sorry about that. But they do work really well. They're very user-friendly. They're not too dark. Popped on that blush, and I just thought that gave a beautiful, natural, kind of works with anything type of look look, right? And then the highlights are beautiful as well. I used the lighter of the two kind of on top of the cheekbones and a little dusting of the more peachy golden one just on the forehead area. And then the matte highlight, so extra perfecting. There's actually a lot of coverage in that powder. It has the slightest bit of a yellow tone, and let me tell you, that works really nicely. Could be a nice under eye setting powder, just love that. But let me just add, this could be a great eye palette too. Raise your hand if you saw that comment coming. I'm always looking for a multitasking face palette that could also do eyes, but it's great to see multitasking face palettes that are really including all the powder steps you would need, right? So happy to see that here. The contour, the bronzer, the shimmer, the blush, and the matte powder too. This is probably another one of those things that you could pick up for the same type of price on other websites. I happened to snag it off of QVC, but there wasn't like a special brush and close deal or anything like that with it. Here's another thing that I could not overlook on QVC, the Bobbi Brown Night Drama palette. I keep telling myself, I want to get back into doing navy smoky eyes. Like that was kind of my thing for a time, but the richness in this palette, I could not ignore it. You do get the navy, you've got a really rich kind of berry plum, coppery shades, there's warm plus cool, there's kind of a dazzling sparkly shimmery shade in here. I did a look with this the other day that really combined the copper, the plum, even this shade here is kind of unexpected. It looks peachy, but it actually has a really cool pinky shift that it takes on. You've got this matte cream here, a really light bone color, matte gray, a matte deep brown. Everything else has some shimmer, but this is the most sparkly. With the exception of that shade, anything can be like buffed into the crease, even if it has a little bit of that shimmery satiny finish. But this was actually marked down like half price, so I really felt compelled to try it, and I'm glad I did. I could see it being one of those nice like kind of smoky palettes, but for all seasons. You know, you got the cool, you got the warm. You could take it very, very dark or really just a more muted everyday type look too, given the browns that are in here. You could do an all matte look pretty easily. It's an incredible price for Bobbi Brown, and I feel like it's a palette that will keep being relevant like any time of year. And finally, along the theme of QVC being known for their sets and me sort of wanting to get back into some things I may have overlooked over time, the BareMinerals loose eyeshadows. Guys, these are actually some of the prettiest shimmers I think you're gonna lay eyes on. This is an 8-piece collection, and I think maybe a couple of the shades are part of their regular line. I tried to look into this and look on BareMinerals' actual website to see if any of the colors matched up, and a couple did, but maybe there are a lot of these that are just exclusive to this set. The tones are so pretty, so everyday friendly. You know, it is a little more fussy to use a loose eyeshadow. I can admit that. But in my experience, BareMinerals eyeshadows do wear a really long time. I find them easy to blend. They amazingly don't create any fallout for me, and part of why I don't think I have any issue with that is that I tap some out from the main receptacle, and you're gonna notice like maybe some chunks, and it's just like the way the powder is holding itself together, you know? And when you tap in with your brush, you sort of break that up a little bit and really get your brush loaded up with the product, not with too much, but very much making sure your brush is really making contact with that product. And in that sense, I think I blend it out on the eyes, and I don't have anything like just floating out everywhere, turning into a dust cloud around me. You know, it's really made contact with my brush, and now I can do all my blending very easily. But when I say these are some pretty shimmers, I mean, they are absolutely dazzling. The shade called Shantung, this beautiful like burgundy shimmer, so great. A color that's a key part of today's look is called 1990s, and I love the coolness and the plumminess in that shade. Twig is a beautiful brownish shimmer. I mean, everything is very earthy, I feel, but the sheen that certain ones can take on is just so amazing. So I want to walk you through what I did today. I just used 3 different shades. I used the color called Cocoa in my crease, which is one of the more muted tones. Like, I wouldn't say when you swatch it out, it doesn't look like a full-on matte, but it's just like a little bit softer, cool brown. And I just got that going in my crease just to get a little base color there. It almost seems like there's maybe a hint of lilac in that color. Then I took the shade 1990s, and this shade has a beautiful beautiful depth level, but still a sheen and kind of a plumminess and a coolness, and I just love it all over the lids. Patting that up into the crease as well. Once you feel like you've got that all put on there, you're going to want to take like an E25 type brush and help that work into the crease, blend into your crease shade as well. It really ends up being a pretty effortless look, you know? But I did want to add one more shade for brightness, and that's the one called Bare Skin. This one's a little bit pinky, just a softer, lighter shimmer, and I got this on the inner part of my lid, and I just thought it made for a pretty overlap there. There's so much experimenting that I want to do among these shades, and I already did have a few different BareMinerals loose shadows, but I was just really reminded how special these are. And I also took, by the way, the 1990s shade underneath the eye and got a little bit of a smoky liner vibe there. But I mean, you put that look on, you pop on some liner and lashes, didn't even do anything special with my liner, just straight across. And then these lashes today are the LA Colors 3D Faux Mink lashes. The style is called Drew. They're not super long, but they're pretty thick, and I love this look. But let me know how many of you out there are still using your BareMinerals like loose powder shadows. I feel like these were more of a hit years back, but I'm sure they've got their crowd of loyal followers and loyal users right now. And it is something you're gonna see on my eyes, see me playing with more often. But that spread of shades, the earth tones, but still some fun, kind of surprisingly glitzy colors in that collection, love that. So that wraps up the things that I've gotten, and then I just did want to share a few things that were in my cart that you might see coming from me. I noticed Laura Geller now has a Balance and Bronze foundation. It's a split pan of the Balance and Brighten powder foundation and the Bronze and Brighten bronzer, which those are two products that I love, especially the bronzer, and I just thought how handy that might be to have those two in the same compact. So I got that. I also noticed that they have the Melon Daiquiri Philosophy Shower Gel in a duo with, what is it? Passion Fruit Daiquiri, which I haven't tried, but Melon Daiquiri, that is one of the best smelling Philosophy scents. So that was a markdown duo. I went ahead and got that. And then how long has Benefit had a palette called Big Beautiful Eyes? They had the Big Beautiful Eyes mini one, which I loved for a long time, but here they've got a much larger palette with 12 shades in it. And I kind of thought, ooh, good looking neutral palettes really draw me in, and I wanted to try that, and it was marked down 25 bucks. Off the beauty topic, I did get a couple teethers for Bubba, this Nissi and Jira soft silicone baby teether set. It looks like it has some little nubs on there that might kind of get to his back teeth as well. So I got that, and then the Great Plate 12-piece square food and beverage set. These are little plates that also hold your cup. Now that could be a cup with a beverage in it, that could be a bottle, you could put a wine glass there, that could be a cup holding dip or soup or anything. But my main function here, my girls like sometimes having living room floor picnics or taking stuff outside, and it's always kind of hard to control the cup if you're on the floor. Also, you don't want spills. And I thought, how clever is that? I think you get 6 plates and 6 cups, and then it holds your cup right in there, which I thought might help decrease the spills. So guys, that's my wrap up on QVC. I'm kind of getting into QVC again, and it might be a dangerous thing, but I do feel at the same time like I'm getting some very good values with some of these things. It's put multiple things I was interested in some kind of package, and better price, you know, better value, I'm into that. So what would you call this video? Was it a haul, a review, a tutorial, kind of everything rolled into one? But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great weekend. Let me know if you have any video requests, anything you're looking to see me talk about here. I'm always all ears for those, so thank you again, and I'll see you soon. Bye guys.